So I decided to make a new game. I guess I just figured that my library of unfinished games probably wasn't quite big enough, but I figure I'll give it another try and see if I can actually make a game all the way through and publish it. This is the first devlog. The game that I'm making is set in a cave, and your race is being harvested as energy to power machines from another race. I wasn't sure what the other race should be, I just wanted them to be evil and sinister, so I asked the Patreon family, and my good friend Tor here suggested maybe some mole people. The goal of the game is to escape the cave and not become energy to power a machine, I suppose. It's a platforming game at its heart. There's going to be some puzzle solving elements. You'll be able to interact with NPCs, and of course there'll be some good old-fashioned melee attack, stick swinging action. You'll need to power up terminals to access certain parts of the level. At the moment the game has no name. I can't really think of one. I hope it'll come to me. If you've got any suggestions for names, then you can leave them in the comments. I'm using the Construct 3 game engine to make the game. I'm making all the art myself, programming everything myself, and I'll be attempting to make all the sound and music myself too, using online platforms such as BSFX, and Beatbox. I've never used those platforms before really, so if you want to see me try and navigate that, then be sure to stick around and follow the series. At the moment, all I really have is some basic tutorial levels that teach you the basics of how to move, climb and hang, etc. and a cutscene at the beginning, which I'm actually quite proud of. I didn't use the animation timeline for this, I simply just programmed it in using a series of events. I'm going to be predominantly using just the one event sheet that's linked to all the levels. Each element of the code will be categorized into its own group to stop me losing my mind when bug fixing. This is probably by far the most states I've assigned to a single player character in a game. If you look at all those animations, each animation is its own state, and the player can obviously only be in one state at a time, so I've had to assign a whole bunch of conditions to each input, which can get a little confusing at times. If you're a fellow C3 user and would like to access the source file to this game, along with more frequent updates and development, then be sure to check out the Patreon. There's a whole bunch of great stuff over there, including art and music assets, and source files to all my other projects and unfinished endeavours. I've most recently added the ability to save and load the game. If a player selects a new game from the title menu, the system will automatically clear the save data. When interacting with the save terminals, I've selected only certain variables to be saved in local storage. So if the player dies and reloads, there will be a cost. The aim of this is to hopefully create some balance between making the game too easy with unlimited respawns and too hard by having to start again from the beginning every time. I'm sure there'll be future challenges with this balancing because balancing's hard. There's a lot of retro games from my past that are playing influence into this game, like the level navigation in Super Metroid and the stealthiness of Abe's Odyssey. If you'd like to see more jumping, hanging, swinging, cool crouching, idle animations, and updates on how this game is progressing, then be sure to click that subscribe button. There's also a Discord where you can chat with like-minded folk too. Until next time, all the best with whatever you're working on, and thanks for stopping by.